drawing, but I can only use materials I find in nature. So I challenged myself to draw using only materials I found in nature. This was such a crazy challenge, and I think you're going to be very surprised with the finished result, so be sure to stay until the end. But first, the rules. Rule number 1. Everything used to create the drawing must be found in nature. 2. Paper is the one exception. Sure, I could probably draw on something else, maybe like a piece of wood or something, but I just wouldn't look anywhere near as good, so we're going to make paper the one exception. And finally, number 3, I can use tools only to extract, collect and hold materials. Alright, let the challenge begin. And so I geared up for my journey. We're here in the park, beautiful day. First colour I think we should try and collect is literally all around us. It's green, because grass makes green, and green is used to colour grass. So yeah, let's do that. Made sure to bring plenty of Ziploc bags to collect all the materials. This is so embarrassing. I need to take this hat off. Find a little bit of dirt. Well, dirt's pretty much all over, but dirt's really important. It makes the colour brown. Let's do this. Okay, so the dirt's quite difficult to get out, so I brought this. No way, it's a feather. Look. We've just found a feather, and I don't know if you guys realise how important this is. This is how we are going to ink the drawing. I'm so happy right now. I actually see some like dandelions about. It's a dandelion, that's one of the season. This is just perfect for the colour yellow. Oh, and I'll tell you what, we've got some daisies there as well. Yeah, there's tons, there's so many. So I don't know if you can see over there, we have some pink cherry blossoms. Sakura. And my girlfriend's just pointed out a red, like an orangey red tree over there. Colours are all around us. We need to collect them all. We need to catch them all. Got some beautiful cherry blossoms here. That beautiful pink. Yeah, that's totally going in the drawing. We thought there would be some water down there, but actually there's some there. It's pretty murky though. It doesn't look like Shrek Swamp. Fantastic thing is, because we are near a duck pond, there are a bunch of feathers around here. Because there are more feathers, it means different thicknesses in how we ink and pencil our drawing. We need some water. It's not the best looking water in the world, but it'll do. I think we're going to have a little break and we're going to go to McDonald's. Then we're going to come back and continue the search.
You forgot your helmet.
How embarrassing. Everything's going really smoothly so far, but the colour we just can't seem to find is blue. And I know it's a very difficult colour to find in nature. We're just going to keep trying. I know some seaweed that you find out there is blue, but we're not near an ocean. I don't know, maybe we can find some purple or something. Hopefully we'll get the grimace egg. That's the one everyone's after, isn't it? That's the portion. I thought it was a Steve's lava chicken. Is that the grimace one? No way. Grimace shake, please. We have just found an abundance of bluebells. So we've just found some buttercups. I don't know, is this a more dominant yellow than the dandelions? Guess it won't hurt to just pick a couple. I need to be very careful though because there's nettles all around. Ah! We've got pretty much the primary colours. We've got the blue, we've got the yellow, we've got... It's not red, but it's like a pink from the secondary tree. We have found some moss. I know we already have grass for the green, but maybe this will provide a different like hue, a different like shade of green. Beautiful. Someone's coming on taking this off. I'm so embarrassed right now. Moss acquired. Hello?
Like your grass.
So red. So after heading back home, we washed all of the materials and left them overnight to dry. But the next day I realised I don't even have a paintbrush. So we ventured out again even though it was raining. We found a bunch of sticks and stuff to make some makeshift paintbrushes, plus a bunch of extra materials which we could use as paint. I get quite a few questions asking what kind of paper I use. I'm using this Canson watercolour paper, and so began the process of making my own paint. Some of the colours turned out pretty surprising. The bluebells ended up being really slimy, but were also more blue than I thought. And so, these were the colours. After creating the paint, I decided to get to work on creating the actual paintbrushes. This was such a difficult task, honestly. It took me like 2 hours, but finally we were left with these 4 weapons of mass destruction. Introducing the Bud, the Duster, the Claw, and Featherman. Oh yeah, and I'm also using the extra feather as well. So I started by dipping the feather in the dirty water to try and ink out a shape. It was just too watery, but then I had an idea. If I took some of the dirt and I added less water, then I could create a darker shade which would be better for inking. The plan worked, and so I got started on blocking out a few shapes. By the way, this took so long, just thinking about where every single line was gonna go without using like a pencil to sketch or anything. I just had to eyeball it. So the duster proved to be a pretty nice tool, however it just kept falling apart. Eventually I did have to change it. Now the bud was really good for covering bigger areas. However, it just wasn't precise enough for little details and corners. And so Featherman came to the rescue, which ended up being really good for the corners. And now it was time to try out the claw. Yeah, so the claw sucked. I didn't end up using the claw at all. So I finished off with the feather just to tighten up the lines a little bit, make them a bit darker. Throughout this entire journey, my main goal was to try and prove that we don't need expensive art materials to create a piece of artwork that we can be proud of. And with these final few strokes, I like to think I've answered the age-old question: do we need art materials to draw? Yes, because this sucks.